Welcome to Damang, a community deeply affected by migration and conflict. Our story today is about hope, resilience, and transformation through the empowering minority women in palm oil production project. Damang, once a thriving community, faced economic challenges after the collapse of the Obuoma Oil Palm Company. Many left, but those who stayed, mainly minority women, tend to artisanal palm oil production.
Edu peak season na amanfo be brave free me abetenemu. Say atem na be ni wo mu no ni ade ne de obenya paa di obenya bibia ye. Eti nani beka. But edu dry season na ya na ha setena na ye den. Eno na ya na ma be brave no ebi wa osan eko. Na ebi ni ma san abobi won so o ma bio.
These women now face conflict over scarce resources, particularly firewood, essential for their production processes. The Empowering Minority Women in Palm Oil Production project aims to address these issues by introducing sustainable, cleaner, and conflict-sensitive production techniques. Through training sessions, we teach sustainable and energy-efficient techniques to reduce reliance on firewood, fostering a harmonious working environment. Hello, my name is Salome J, and I'm a young climate change advocate with a passion for being the voice of the voiceless, particularly for vulnerable minority groups such as young people, women, and children. In my work with the Strategic Youth Network for Development, SYND, I lead initiatives that empower these groups to take active role in sustainable development and environmental protection. As a young youth advocate with the focus on forestry issues, I advocate for youth inclusion in the governance of our natural resources. Through SYND, I've had the privilege and opportunity of working closely with communities that are often overlooked, ensuring their voices are heard and their needs addressed. I chose Damang because growing up I witnessed how the community was in terms of economic activities and then a whole lot of things, because they used to have a company, an oil palm company called Obuoma. So Obuoma brought in so many foreigners and other people who migrated from their respective communities, their respective towns to the community to work and get some. So the community was very vibrant, the economic activities were going on and a whole lot of things. But after the collapse of the company, that's the Obuoma company, most of the people who migrated in went away to other communities where they can work, and even some of the indigenous, some of the people also had to go and look for greener pastures, go and look for other work to do and livelihood. But the women who were left behind, the minority and then the vulnerable women who were left behind, who couldn't go to other communities, resorted to oil palm production here, which is called the Krama. So these women are the ones doing the work, and most of them use a firewood, which helps them to boil or to cook their palm fruit, and then they do the oil palm production. But this firewood, which are scarce, also brings in the conflict issues. Ediye bibia mempese ye bebodi Mr. Mo nye din ebobo ne ye bebo wa ha ye pese ye hu se mo mi fa Mr. Modi mpese ye hu se bia obi fa obi ja ene this conflict, because you hear conflict aspect of my human. So there is the migration aspect where people who migrated in and they've now left because the company is no longer working, and then those who were even indigenous had to also leave the community. But some of the young people here also have to go to other communities where they can equally get other work that they can do. Want to train, they have some training for them on how they can have a harmonious environment whilst they are working, how they can do their work sustainably, so that they don't get any health effects, and then also not any conflict when they are working.
I know dear papa mame nipa no kura nim se me na me fa yo nipa na ba na o bisano na maka manu atum timi maka manu atum manka no kura no nipa omutimi kasa brunua se nua adua na ebenya nipa no se nya no so wa wia na ade enti no o brunua ebenya wa na nya enya wo nso a na obi anam ne baabi na obi won so a se ne maame ba ko ndi kan ye no wo be ka se me na me faaye but me de be ma anfa ma wa wontumi nya ne hwe
no de ayem ponche tokwa etimi si emenu abo ne ade nyina ba mu nti se nka edu abo ne ekum kramafo de anka ye nyina ye be wu agya adwuma no na na mo se yentimi nya ye niema emwanti na ema de bi ya ntokwa ene akasakasa etimi si
epa cho ya waka maso yi de obakwa akofa obi tray emi jimi tray bafo obi tuedi tuedi emi de ye adwuma o ukofa we ya wasise we ye say ya wasise aso ne nyina mu no krama so de nya dan a wakwa krama so de ni akasakasa ne de ebe wo ho tenu ase beka o munjai ti ebeja still na yegusu a ye adwuma.
Beyond sustainable production, the project empowers women to voice their concerns and integrate their perspective into broader community discussions.
Nyamache na mfaso ebenya wadwuma ne so se e ma ye nse ye ja bebre e na afi nso ye ntoja nso bebre nyamache ye nsa betri no so ye hata ne wa ye betimi dia soja no na etimi aben ama ye ma ye ja esika sem nso etimi ayiye
Mo se a kire ye no se nyame ya do na ka mutumi bua ya afa saa kwan no so na ka musie ni ade fi se tore bi wo ho a se ye soja wa ha na obeto ye nya ye mobo keke fi se tema ye ebe no abe no ye se summit mane nyina twade ne ho hia enti we ya so emusie na aba musa no bi wo ho a me nam se ya na mabepi mu se gbra fi se mi hu ana wonso wonhu me emusie no ha adwen panti senka na de kire ya mo akire ye se mo ye ya dom nanka mo abeboa ya fa sa kwan so na ye so ye de papa som na ye yi a ka me fi se ebeboa ye mpa ma yetumi aye adwuma ne ye na de sua na masua ne de masua ne ma bebre efrim ewo mija sonu mija esonu kwan ya mefa so a mi nyu ska bebre wo eja no ho abekire me sa bena me ye ho adwuma na bena metimi de aye eja ne bia metimi ayuso ewo ho.
Training sessions also focus on conflict resolution, fostering cooperative strategies among women, promoting social cohesion and reducing conflict over resources.
This training actually from our end focused on air pollution and clean cooking in the production of red palm oil in this community. We saw the unclean ways that these women cook their palm oil or extract their red palm oil from the palm fruit. So we gave them training on the need to use clean energy fuels like briquettes, which is an alternate to the normal firewood, the bamboo sticks, and other waste from the palm tree that they use. So we train them on how to use briquettes or pallets in producing this red palm oil to help them and also overall promote their general well-being. Yep, Papa can say, time now, Obuoma, when it was booming, you could see how our community growing ever. So say, sign the panel, some businesses are factory because
as a facilitator, this has been a great experience sharing briquette knowledge on how there can be an alternative in terms of fuel substitution, which has an effect on the health of the women and also their exposure to lung diseases. Forest because Ekobani say ye di bidie na eduane a Ghana so be 60% of ya yete ha ne ye di bidie na eduane enye na na ebetumi etualize bill aka say ekoto electric stove na ye dey see them now ECD prepaid send na obeto ana say obe use LPG gas inti Ekobani say necessary say ye be sua other ways a ebetumi aye bidie na ebeye Niema na yen use no your friend waste boni friend waste inti ade na e kra wo no sebi ye the sawdust any bunch hono na we spoke about how there could be an alternative for clean cooking fuel which as a solution to the conflict which emanates from people picking up other people's firewood to use in the production of the oil. And the reception from the women is or one that seemed to be positive, because they looked to be open to receiving the alternative that we were proposing, which was going to be made out of the waste that comes out of the palm oil that they do not use and leave it to go to waste traditionally.
By addressing the root causes of conflict and migration, this project not only strengthens the economic resilience of women, but also fosters peace and stability in Damang.
Nyameka edi atwa to nyina ne say nia moba ya mode breye no ye damase nyame nhyira mo bebre se mama ya ma ye ho kwan na mo so motimi ache asa na ye nso yetimi asua bibia ye nso ye de ebeboa ye adwuma ne ho na aboa ye ne ye ma nso eda ache ye damase nyame nhyira mo bebre
atwa to nyina ne say ye nwona ye no ye nya atofo ma omo ntoni ye eboa mo pe ena omo de breye sabre no wa omo de ba nso na se wa anya enwunu ni ba bia wodigu enti no omo sisiye wo ye adwuma ye nim atofo nim omo sisiye yin
sele se mo ba kira ma hu se ewisie no ko mimu a ebe ma me yare ani ohaw bebre wo mimu no se si ayi na mo ba kira me saa eje ya metimi aye ede aye menuoma no ewisie bia me ha me me pese mo so mo baba na mo ba kire me kwan me fa mo kire me eja no se de me eja mo se me ye bitenten metimi atutwa bia ohaw bia emremiti a hona mo kire me sa no so mani aso mani age me fe.
Empowering minority women in palm oil production is a beacon of hope for Damang, aligning with the sustainable development goals of gender equality, decent work, reducing inequalities, and peace and justice. Together, we are building a more stable, inclusive, and prosperous community.